How's it going, everybody? Today we're gonna work on this is a 2001 GMC Sonoma, so it's gonna be the same with all the Sonomas and I think the Jimmy, the S10s of this generation. We're gonna be replacing the rotors, but in this car the bearings are actually built into the rotors, so it's not your typical separate rotor going onto the hub. So we actually kind of got to replace the whole hub assembly. It's actually not as complicated as it looks, so we're just gonna walk you through it and show you how easy it is. So first off, we're going to take this cap off here on the end. There's a pin underneath there we got to get to. Pretty simple, just I've already kind of pried it loose, but just take a little screwdriver, kind of get behind there and pry it loose. It just kind of pops right off. And then underneath you got the cotter pin here, so we're just going to take that out. And when you buy your new rotors, they actually sell kits about $5. You can get with the new cotter pin, new bolt, new washer in it. So you might as well just get that and just put everything all nice and new. You don't have to worry about it seizing up later or having this cotter pin break. Sorry, I don't have any needle nose pliers, so these are my electrical ones. Alright, now this bolt should actually be on there, so you can see I'm already able just to turn it. When you put the bolt back on, you really don't torque it down, you just kind of snug it and put that pin in. Take this washer out. And the first bearing's already coming out with it. So it just kind of slides right out. That's the old bearing. Now, you can reuse these if you wanted, but I wouldn't recommend it. They're only, I think, $6.99 to $7.99 per bearing. It takes 2 bearings per side. So, they're really not that expensive to replace. So it's not really worth saving. I'm just going to take the caliper off. There's 2 bolts using the, looks like a 3/8. They're hex bolts. Slide that caliper off. There we go. Brake pads will slide it out. Okay. You can use a bungee cord or a rope or something to hold it up, but it's actually will sit right up there pretty easily. Now this hub assembly just slides right off. You can see the inside bearing there. So, make sure you got plenty of dirty shop rags as you're doing this. You want to clean off this old grease. So you just get nice and clean. You can take some brake cleaner or something to it if you want. But this should be good. Okay. Now we're ready to install our new rotor, so let's go and prepare that. We gotta press the inner bearings in there and put the new seal on. So alright, so first step really with any rotors, so you want to go ahead and clean them. When you get these brand new, there's usually like a film on it. Manufacturers coat it so it doesn't get rust on them before you buy them. So just take some brake cleaner So just spray them down. You can see all those metal flakes coming off. If you don't get those off, they'll embed into your brake pads and they'll make a lot of noise. Alright, so now that we've got it cleaned with the brake cleaner, the second step to cleaning it is actually taking it and running some warm water and soap and cleaning it with a brush or whatever you've got that'll really get down in there and clean all the metal shavings out. So we're going to take this inside, clean it with just some mild soap, some warm water, dry it off, and then we'll continue. Alright, now that we've got our rotor cleaned and ready to install, we'll go ahead and install our first bearing. So this particular rotor actually has the sleeve just right here that comes with the bearing. It's already in there, so we don't need this application. We're going to take some brake grease, some high temp disc brake wheel bearing grease. Every auto parts store sells it. Just kind of lather it on our bearing here. Okay, just set that inside. Okay, nice and snug down in there. Take our seal, new seal, just place it right on top. Just make sure it's set nice and even. Just to protect from any dust getting down there. Take a small block, center it right in the middle. And this is, of course, if you don't have a tool to press it in there, just find a block that you have laying around the house, a hammer, got it nice even there, and just whack it one time. There you go. Nice and flush. Alright. We can go ahead and put this on the truck now. Go. Alright, so we'll take the same brake lube, grease, whatever you want to call it, put it here on the spindle. Just get a nice thick coat all the way around. Don't worry about making a mess. Always wipe the excess off later. Try to keep your hands clean. Not getting grease all over the rotor. Alright. Just slide it on there. Just kind of wiggle it around until it presses firm in the back. And take the grease again. Put as much in there as we can. Oops. Take our next bearing. Again, we don't need the sleeve. It's already got it in this hub. And do the same as the last one. Slide that second bearing right in there. And take your washer, slide that on there. And pull. And then just snug that down. Looks like our cotter pin should fit right there. And then just put your cotter pin in, and bend it, take your cap, put that over your pin, wipe off any excess grease, and then reinstall your caliper, new brake pads of course, and you're good to go.
Alright, so the next step on the brake job here is going to be to replace the calipers themselves. So we did the rotors yesterday. Now we're going to go ahead and do the calipers, and before we do the calipers, we're going to go ahead and spray these before we put them on the vehicle. The main reason is to have an additional area of like rust protection with the paint on there. The previous versions that are on there now look pretty bad. So we're just going to go ahead and take a few extra minutes and spray paint them with some caliper paint. Before we do that, we need to remove a few things. So you can see this is straight from the auto parts store. I've already started removing this one. We're going to remove these bolts here. We're also going to remove this piece here and just kind of mask it off. So anywhere that there's a hole, the piston itself we're going to cover up with some masking tape just so that the paint doesn't get down there and mess with it. So we're going to go ahead and finish getting this stuff removed. We're going to go ahead and spray paint it, and when it's all said and done, I'll show you a picture of the new calipers versus the old calipers.
Hit that notification bell, smash the